Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tommy Tails, and today we're going to be speaking on a country that has been through a lot, Zimbabwe. From revolution to inflation, political drama, and economic chaos, Zimbabwe has seen it all. But where is it today? Is it still struggling? Or is there hope on the horizon? So grab your popcorn, let's dive into modern day Zimbabwe. Okay, so let's hit the rewind button for a sec and talk history. The stuff they don't teach you in high school unless you're really paying attention. So Zimbabwe, once known as Rhodesia, was a British colony that gained independence in 1980. A young and charismatic Robert Mugabe took the reins as prime minister. And let's just say his grip on power lasted, well, a bit longer than we all expected. 37 years in power. Yes, 37 years. That is longer than some of your grandparents' marriages. But now he was the face of the country for so long that people basically had him on speed dial for political problems. But in 2017, he was finally removed from office. And that's when things got kinda interesting, really. And if you'd like to find out more on their history, check out my part 1. Okay, anyways, so now enter Emerson Dambuto Mnangagwa, the third president of Zimbabwe, born on September 15, 1942. This guy has been around the political block a few times. He's been a key figure in Zimbabwean politics, especially as a member of ZANU-PF and a close ally of former President Robert Mugabe. Here is a quick timeline. So Mnangagwa held a bunch of important government roles over the years and even served as Mugabe's first vice president from 2014 to 2017. But then, plot twist, he got dismissed, and shortly after there was a coup d'etat. Next thing you know, Mnangagwa was president, sworn in on November 24, 2017 at the National Sports Stadium in Harare in front of 60,000 people. There were some pretty big names at the event too. Opposition leaders like Morgan and Joyce, along with African leaders and foreign dignitaries. Oh, and Zimbabwean artist Japakeza brought the vibes with live entertainment. Now, they call him Mnangagwa the crocodile, not because he's crushing it in the pool or anything, but because of his sharp, calculated political moves. When he took over, he promised change and a new era, and people were hyped. Like, this was supposed to be Zimbabwe's bigger reset. But then, sometimes you get the news phone thinking it's gonna solve all your problems, and then boom, all the apps crash, and you're stuck figuring out why your charger doesn't fit. Yeah, that's what kinda happened. Reality hit hard. Mnangagwa's government inherited some serious challenges. Year of economic struggles, crazy high inflation, like more inflation than a Black Friday sale, and sky high expectation from people. It's like taking over a group project that was already failing apart and being told to ace it. So, has he delivered? That is the $1 million question. Answer: no. So now let's talk money, or in this case, the lack of it. Remember the time Zimbabwe had a $100 trillion note? Yes, that's a real thing. Inflation got so bad that the country was printing money like it was going out of style. And well, it was. It's like when you go out to a supermarket and see a loaf of bread cost more than your entire paycheck. Good times, right? Fast forward to today, and the economy is still struggling. Inflation rates still sky high. People are trying very hard to make ends meet, but it feels like the only thing that is growing faster than the economy is the price of basic goods. Imagine walking into a shop and seeing prices change faster than you can grab a card. It's like the prices are in a race and you're losing. And don't get me started on jobs. You can find opportunities, sure, if you're just looking to become an expert in waiting. Unemployment is through the roof, and many people are just trying to survive, let alone thrive. So, what is the solution? If you ask many Zimbabweans, the answer is simple: leave. Every year, thousands of people pack up their lives and head for greener pastures. And for example, South Africa. Zimbabweans are jumping fences, wading rivers, and dodging crocodiles in their quest for a better life in South Africa. So, I mean, okay, so let's go back. Zim used to be the breadbasket of Africa, prosperous farm and a stable economy. But then in the 1990s and the early 2000s, things soured. Economic collapsed and Mugabe's land reform led to hyperinflation and soon currency became worthless. With dreams for a prosperous future shattered, many turned to South Africa, the beacon of job and hope. Okay, so crossing the border is no easy feat. For many Zimbabweans, it's a real-life episode of Survivor, the Limpopo edition. The Crocodile Fall River is just the beginning. Next, border fences present yet another challenge, but Zimbabweans think of it merely as another hurdle. So why do they risk it? They risk it so much because it's survival. In Zimbabwe, jobs are scarce, food prices soar, and power outages are frequent. In South Africa, many Zimbabweans pursue tough jobs, ranging from farm work to domestic labor to support their families back home. Their journey isn't about luxury, but about reclaiming dignity. These migrants are overcoming life's obstacles. However, the challenges persist. They often face discrimination and xenophobia in South Africa. Many locals perceive them as competition for jobs, creating societal tensions. Yet, these stories of kindness and solidarity demonstrate the potential for bridging divisions. Zimbabweans are renowned for their humor and resilience, often sharing amusing tales of outsmarting border securities, like disguising themselves as truck drivers or finding creative ways to travel. Their motto reflects a spirit of determination, challenge accepted. It's vital to recognize that no one leaves their home willingly. Zimbabweans aspire for a future where they can thrive domestically without borders hindering their prospects. With improved policies and regional support, the border could one day merely symbolize a line on the map rather than a barrier to survival. The question now remains, are they adventurers, survivors, or simply individuals seeking a better life? But but other Zimbabweans are immigrating to places such as the UK, the US, and Australia. Basically, anywhere where that doesn't need a currency exchange rate chart to understand how much bread costs. Some families are literally packing their kids' bags, saying goodbye, and hoping for a future where they don't have to deal with constant shortages and power cuts. While it's heartbreaking to see so much talent and hope leaving, it's also one of the key contributors to what's known as the brain drain. Basically, all the smartest and skilled people are packing up and flying out, and Zimbabwe is left scrambling for new blood. And the worst part, the people who stay often have to pick up the pieces. But hey, it's not all bad, right? The government has introduced new laws and policies in an attempt to fix things. They have got new regulations on everything from foreign investment to currency reform. Sounds good on paper, right? But here's the catch. Some of these laws are working, while others not so much. Imagine a new recipes where the ingredients are questionable and the chef is a little too confident. You might end up with something that looks great, but tastes like disappointment. One of the new laws, the introduction of local currency again. Sounds like a good idea to get some local pride back. But when inflation is eating your lunch, literally, it's hard to believe in it. And then there is the crackdown on protest and dissent. Yeah, freedom of speech in Zimbabwe isn't actually thriving at the moment. But hold on, it's not all doom and gloom. But if there's one thing Zimbabwe has, it's a young population with big dreams. Young people are determined to rebuild their country. They are starting businesses, creating arts, and using tech to connect with the world. These are the voices of tomorrow, and believe me, they have a lot of hope for the future. Communities are coming together to create change from grassroots level. They are not waiting for the government to save them. They are out there doing it themselves. And while the road ahead may be long, this generation is not giving up the dream of a better Zimbabwe. So, what's next for Zimbabwe? Well, it's hard to say. The country is still dealing with a lot of economic and political challenges. But if one thing is clear, Zimbabweans are resilient and they are not backing down. From new leadership to a young, ambitious population, the country is still fighting for a better future. And honestly, if there's one thing we've learned, it's that things can always get better. Sometimes you just have to go through the fire to come out stronger on the other side. Alright, folks, that's a wrap for today. What do you think about Zim's future? Do they think they are on the right track? Or is it gonna be a longer journey than expected? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another update on global issues like this one. Until then, stay informed and stay curious. Tommy Tales out.